Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Forbidden Psalm. This will be scenario 3 of the Bestiarum adventure set, Burial Isle, followed by a 4th scenario in Rise of the Jailer, combined into one story arc. We are following a group of cultists who are up to no good. Scenario 1 had us escape the beach. Scenario 2 had us trying to avoid an ambush on these rocky outcrops. Scenario 3, let's see what's going to happen. Welcome to the channel, like and subscribe. Back in a sec. After moving through trap-laden passageways, the warband comes across the final chamber. This chamber is lined with rows of human-sized sarcophagi, each carved in the likeness of a man. Watching over the dead is a strange statue of a woman with 6 arms and 4 faces. Her lower body is that of a lion, but its skin is scaled like a snake or a fish. To the rear is the way out, the way the cultists must have gone. Right, that is the narrative intro, that is the story. Basically, we are following these cultists all the way. And I think, if I remember correctly, the story is that they're looking for this corrupted blood, this kind of like God's blood. We did actually find some of this on the beach if you've watched scenario 1. If you haven't, the links the link's up there. But in scenario 1 on the beach, there was a few patches of this God blood. And that's what the cultists are actually here on the island for. They're here to collect some of this corrupted God's blood for some kind of ritual that they're doing that we're trying to stop. And this is going to be like a mini boss fight. As I mentioned a bit earlier, this is scenario 3. It's the last scenario in the Burial Isle pack, but there is a linked scenario which kind of ends the story, and that is in Rise of the Jailer, which we will be doing next, if we survive. Okay, scenario 3, Buried Secrets. The warband, which starts here at this entrance, has to get to the exit over here. The problem is that the exit has got a lot of sort of debris, rocks and boarding up, and we've basically got to smash our way through that debris and boards and rocks and everything else to get through and follow the cultists, because the cultists have been in here, have collected some of that corrupted God blood that they need for their ritual, and have escaped, causing some kind of mini cave-in to block their path. What else does it say here? Warbands that successfully escape earn 10 XP and 10 gold. Well, thank you very much. Right, so what do we have here? We have, in the center, there is the statue of the woman. 6 arms, 4 heads. This is the statue here. There are also 2 loot tokens either side, 1 either side, so 2 in total. These can be looted. However, that can have an effect. I'll come to that in a second. What else? What else? Okay, so when a warband member first inflicts damage to the blockage of the door, or attempts to loot one of these loot tokens, something big happens. And I'm not going to tell you what happens until I actually do it. But let's just say I'm going to be prepared, in position, and ready for when it does happen. I'm not too concerned, to be honest, about the loot counters. I'm more concerned about dealing the damage here and getting out. So, again, the rules basically say that nothing happens until we loot or start smashing. So what I'm going to do to begin with is move the warband into position around here. So as soon as the door is cleared, we can leg it. We can run away. What else is there? Okay. It says every round, 1 infected Cythrian spawns at this point here. However, it also says for solo play, because Forbidden Psalm is not necessarily a solo game. It can be played solo, but not necessarily. But for solo play, infected Cythrians only spawn on odd rounds. So there will be creatures spawning from this point here, so I do need to move sharpish. Now, the infected Cythrians are different to the creatures we have met in the previous two scenarios. Yes, these are not the ones that pop up like weebles, the ones that keep coming back up. Oh no, these are different. As if by magic, as if by magic, infected Cythrians arrive. Now, these are Cythrian warriors that have become infected by this god blood. This blood has basically taken over their bodies and is now using them like puppets, I suppose you would say. Yeah, and their stats and their play is very, very different. So they don't have the annoying ability to keep getting back up like the ones did in scenario 1 and 2, the Cythrian warriors. Oh, no, 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 no. These things, instead of 8 hit points, they only have 7. Yay! No morale checks, as per undead. They're still using swords, which do d6 damage. They still have 1 point of armor. But their special rule, instead of popping back up when you knock them down, these things, whenever a model hits the infected in close combat, they take 1 damage. They do splash damage. You hit it, it splashes you and does damage to you. Whether that's going to be as annoying as they keep popping up, I don't know yet. We'll have to see. But there is also something else in here which is even more deadly, but that will be coming once we play the game. Right, that's all we need to know at the moment. Let us start the gameplay. Let us start turn 1. We're going to start off the first 2 turns by moving. I'm just probably going to speed up or edit this part and we'll see in the next part here. Right, here we go. So I'm going to move Andy. Andy can move 10. Actually, I need to keep track of turns, don't I? Because I need to know when the bod's going to turn up. So this is the first. Actually, I'm probably going to need more than a d6. Let's use a d10. Let's see how. Right. So turn 1 is completed. At the end of the first round, a infected Cythrian arrives with the god blood operating the skeleton like a puppet. Okay, turn 2. I mean, at least turn 2, there won't be another one turning up. Now, I've got to try and get to the door and start doing damage, but I'm a little bit concerned about this thing. What happens? Oh, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. So, Skinflint was the sacrificial victim last time, so I don't really want him to be sacrificial this time. So I'm going to move him 6. So he will get to about there. Urimoti, oh, so slow. He will get to about there. Dambut will get to about there. Reed will get to about there. And Andy can get to the door. So Andy can get to the door and he can start smashing. Now, the problem here is, as soon as Andy starts smashing, we're going to get a visitor. And Urimoti is very close. Oh dear. What to do? Anyway, should Andy start smashing? Because I've got to get through as quickly as possible. I think he will. So Andy's going to hit the debris and the blockage of the door. And he has the Vampiric Tongue short sword. Now it does say that the blockage can be targeted as if it was a model and has 0 armor. So I think that means I still have to roll to hit, which is a little bit unfair. It can be targeted as if it was a model. Okay, well, it looks like I'm still going to have to roll to hit, which is a little bit of a problem. So, Andy has a short sword, which is an agility weapon. So he's got an agility of 0, so he basically needs a 12 to hit. He gets a 12. Very nice. Short sword does D6. So we use the D6, we get a 4. So the door, the blockage, is now down to 26 points. Now, I'll do the special surprise in a second. Let's move this monster here. So this guy will move towards the closest enemy that he can see, and they move 2d6. So he's going to be moving 4 inches towards Urimorty. Good, I rolled low for that, thank God for that. So he gets to there. Okay. Now, here's the thing. When you either loot one of these counters or you first deal damage to the blockage there, tendrils of God-blood burst through the ground around the idol, picking it up, swallowing it in its bloody tentacles, corrupting it into the corrupted idol, morphing bone, rock and steel into a being of evil. Dun, dun, dun. And Urimorty gets pushed to one side. So the idol is no more. Say hello. Say hello to the corrupted idol. Oh my word. Now I'm gonna say that the whole creation of the corrupted idol, as it bursts through the floor and sort of manipulates the idol, basically counts as the action. I don't actually see it as being, in terms of the time frame, what time is a round or a turn. So I'm not going to do an attack with this turn. I think the creation of the corrupted idol would take up its action for that turn. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. But this is a little bit scary because the corrupted idol has 20 hit points, does D8 damage as a slam, has 2 armor, and all damage dealt to the idol is halved. So it has effective 40 hit points. I need to get through this door quick, which means I may have to sacrifice 1 or 2 of my warband members to allow the others to get through. Maybe I could have waited, I suppose, to do more damage. Maybe that would have been a better choice. But I was expecting this thing to be on me. Okay, let us carry on. I think I made a boo-boo, but let's carry on. So that is turn 2. We are now at turn 3. At the end of this turn, another one of these is going to pop up here. So we have our heroes, well, our party, whether they're heroes or not is another matter. So they're all going to, I think I need to keep Reed in support of Urimorty, but I think the other 3 are going to whack the door just to try and create a way out. So let's start with Andy. Andy is going to try and hit the door, so he needs a 12. He rolls a 12 again, exactly. Okay, good. His sword does D6. He does 5 damage. So the door is now down to 21. And that's Andy done. Right, now I'm going to move Skinflint in. He can reach the door. He can then whack the door. So Skinflint now has a strength of 1 because of the injury from last time. He's weak. He's using a Warhammer, which is a strength weapon. So he only gets a +1. So he needs an 11 to hit. He gets a 15. He hits. The Warhammer does D6 damage. A 6. Oh yeah. So the door, or the blockage, the debris is now down to 15. Very, very nice. Right, who else have we got? We have Danbut. Danbut can reach the door and try to hit it as well. So Danbut has a strength of 2. He's using an Oofbert sword. So he needs a 10 to hit. He rolls a 14. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to tempt fate. Right, he rolls a D8 for damage. Only a 3, but the door is now down to 12 points. That's good. Now, who am I going to do next? I've got 2 guys left. I've got Reed and I have Urimorti. Now, Reed is the spellcaster. I might need to save him for healing. So what I'm going to do is I will attack with Urimorti first. Should I? I don't know whether it's worth actually attacking this thing. Because the thing is, he's slow. I'm not going to do much damage. The maximum I can do to this thing is 8 minus 2 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. The maximum I can do to this thing is 3 hit points, and that's if I roll maximum. And that's if I hit. And he's got 20 hit points. So I think I'm going to, Urimorti, I'm just going to move, because he's not actually in combat yet. So I'm just going to move Urimorti. He can't actually reach the door, but he can get to there. Who else have we got? We've got Reed. Okay, so Reed isn't necessarily needed just yet. He does have the scroll, Flaming Hands of Saint Vilmarex, which will do D6 or 6. Let me just double check. It does D6, and it's cruel, so it'll automatically do 1 damage. Because the thing is, they're going to move 2d6, so they could potentially get in with us. So, okay, Reed is going to move. I've got to make sure that he's still within 12 yet. So Reed is going to move back here so that he's not the closest enemy. He's going to fire the... Actually, move him over there. He's got plenty of move, not a problem. So he's going to fire, or try to use the scroll against this guy here. Still within 12 inches, not a problem. It's a presence test. Right, Reed has a presence of 2, so he needs a 10 to hit. He rolls a 20. Oh, hang on, a 20 still means I have to do the, I think a crit still means I have to get a tragedy, isn't it? Yeah, it says on a success the spell's cast, on a failure or critical, mark a tragedy. Dang it. Alright, so we get 1 tragedy point. But it succeeds and it is a critical. So with a critical, it does maximum damage, which is 6 damage to this infected Cythrian. Now the infected Cythrian has armor of 1, so 6 damage becomes 5 damage, which means it has 2 points left. Excellent, well done. Right, all the party have activated, now it's the monster's turn. So this guy's going to run towards... I think Urimorti's... Actually, hang on. The rules say that they will charge towards the nearest monster. Sorry, the nearest model that is not the same as them. And these ain't the same. Let me double check that. 1 second. Well... The rules are very specific. It says monsters will attack other monsters that are not the same type. So this should attack this. But that would make for a very short game, because my guys would hopefully make short work of the door, be able to escape while these are kind of hitting each other. So in terms of the rules, that's what it says. That's what I should be doing. This should move and attack this. But I'm going to make a decision that in terms of narrative, in terms of theme, in terms of story, both of these things are being controlled by the God-blood, the corrupted God-blood. So I'm going to say that they are allies because they're being controlled by the same thing. So therefore, I would consider them as the same type of monster in this scenario. But like I say, in the rules, it says monsters will attack monsters of not the same type. But like I say, in this, I'm going to say that basically they are the same type because they're being controlled by the same blood. So that means that this infected Cythrian is going to make his way towards Urimorti, who is the closest. So again, they're going to be moving at 2d6. So he's going to move 5. Oof. I don't know, I shouldn't say anything. I can't say anything. If I say anything about the dice, they're going to turn on me. So I'm basically ignoring the loot counters. So this thing's going to move 5 inches about there. It's going to move 5 inches towards Urimoti. And he's down to 2 health. The creature, the corrupted idol here, is going to be a big problem because he's definitely going to charge Urimoti. And again, moves 2d6 inches. 6, which is easily enough to reach. So, the corrupted idol, and I have to be careful because I picked it up yesterday just to brush any dust off it that may have been collected, and actually broke one of the arms off. Yeah, resin can be very brittle. So, the corrupted idol comes in and attacks Urimoti. This isn't good. Right, so the idol is attacking Urimoti. This isn't good. So the idol, since it is a monster, it will be hitting on a 12 with no modifiers. A little bit worried about this. So rolls a 4. That's not enough. So the idol misses. Urimoti can return the favour. Strength of 2. He does have a friend within 1 inch of the monster. Skinflint is just within 1 inch. So we won't get the -3, which is very good. So Urimoti is going to be hitting on a 10. He gets a 19. He hits. And he hits for 8. D8, not 8, but he hits for 6. -2 for the armor is 4. Halved is 2 damage only. So the beastie creature has 18 life left. So that is the end of the enemy phase. So end of turn 3, we've got another one that turns up right here. So there are now 2 infected Cythrians on the board. Not good at all. Roll on, turn 4. Now, again, I'm going to be using these guys to try and smash down the door, which only has 12 points left. So hopefully we can get it down this turn so we can start escaping. So first of all, we will activate Andy. Andy's here. So, again, we have to roll to hit, unfortunately. So Andy has an agility of 0. So he needs to roll a 12 to hit. A 6, he misses. Now, do I want to actually... No, I don't want to waste one of my omen cards on him, I don't think. Not for that, anyway. Next, we have Skinflint. He's going to roll to hit. So Skinflint is using a mace, a warhammer, whatever. He has a strength of 1. So he's going to need an 11 to hit. A 6 again. Oh, not good. Lastly, we have... Danbert. I think if Danbert misses, I may have to use a card. Right, so Danbert, he's got a strength of 2, so he's hitting on a 10. Uh-oh, that's a fumble, don't want that. Where's my omen cards? Right, let me see. I will, let me think. Reroll or automatically pass? I think... because I've got to try and get through this door. So I'm going to use my confidence card to automatically pass that test. So screw that. Screw that. But I'm going to roll for damage. So we've got to see how much damage he does. Now he does D8. Again, I may use the card for maximum damage. Let's see what I roll. An 8! I get an 8. I get an 8. So we do 8 damage. That means it's only got 4 points left. I really kind of wanted to get through the door this turn. It's all right. Next turn it will be down. Good, good, good. Okay, so we have 2 guys left. We have Reed and we have Urimoti. Now, Urimoti's currently in combat with the idol. I think he'll attack again. So he's hitting on a 10. He gets a crit. Oh, yes. So he automatically does maximum damage. He's using an earth-brought sword, which does 8. Armor takes away 2, so it's 6. And then halved, so it's 3. 3 damage. So he's down to 15. Oh dear, this thing's nasty. I need to basically run through the door again, I think. Right, so he's down to 15. Urimoti hits. Now, the Corrupted Idol does have a chance to hit back on a 12. It was confirmed before that monsters do not get that -3 modifier. So he's sitting on a 12, which he does. He hits on a 16. That's not good. And he's doing D8 slam damage. I may need to use Reed to do some healing. So he gets a 5. Urimoti has 2 armor, so he takes 3 damage. So he's down to 6 life. Uh-oh. That's not good. Now, what do I do with Reed? Because Reed does have... He's got the Flaming Hands spell that he used last turn to do damage to this guy here. But he also has healing. He's got the Hope's Last Breath, which can actually heal D6 hit points that I'm within 1 inch of. Is he within 1 inch? But I mean, I could move closer. Yeah, I'm just outside of 1 inch. Or I could zap this thing. See, the thing is, with Urimoti, if this creature gets a maximum damage, he can actually take him down. Because he's only got 2 armor, 6 life left. Just going to move a little bit closer. And he's going to try Hope's Last... Is that called Hope's Last Breath? Onto Urimoti. So it is a spell, so again he has to make a presence test. His presence is 2, so he needs a 10. He gets an 18. Oh, yeah. So he heals D6 on Urimoti. He heals 3, which is lucky because that's what he needs to get to max. Excellent. Well done, Reed. So Urimoti's back to full health, which means that the Corrupted Idol can't kill him in 1 blow, which is amazing. Well, that's the only good news, because the bad news is it's now the enemy's turn. So the Corrupted Idol, I think, will attack Urimoti. Now, in previous games, I have been doing all the monsters' movement and then all of their actions, which I think is wrong. So you've got to do it 1 by 1. So we're going to do the Corrupted Idol first, and the Corrupted Idol is going to attack Urimoti. So he needs a 12 to hit. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Where's the omen cards? Omen cards. Banality. Cancel. I'm going to cancel that crit. I'm sorry. No. I'm going to cancel that crit. Screw you. So he misses. Screw you. Urimoti's going to try and hit back. He has a strength of 2, so he needs to hit on a 10. He gets a 3 and misses. Brilliant. Right, that's the Corrupted Idol done. Right, this guy, the Infected Cythrian, which can bleed on you if you hit them. He's going to try and attack... The thing is, Urimoti's the closest, but I don't know whether he's partially obstructed by the idol, so I'm going to say that he would probably charge Reed, which is not a good thing. I may have to move one of the guys from the door, actually. So the Infected Cythrian is going to move towards Reed. This is not good, and he gets 6, which I think is enough. That's going to be a problem. So Reed, yep. So this thing... Oh God, Reed, I've got to try and keep Reed away from these guys. So the Infected Cythrian is going to attack Reed. Needs a 12 to hit. Gets a 5, thank God for that. Reed can hit back. Now, Reed is using a hand axe, which is strength, but his strength is -1. Now, luckily, he's not getting the -3 because he does have a friend within 1 inch of the enemy. So he's only getting the -1. However, he's also afraid of monsters, so he gets another -1. So he's at -2, which means he needs to roll a 14 to hit. He gets a 15! Brilliant! Now, he has a hand axe. That is a D8 damage. Come on, Reed. You can do this. Come on, Reed. He gets a 6. The infected Cythrian has armor of 1, so that becomes a 5, which is enough to kill the infected Cythrian. But they have the special rule. Whenever a model hits the infected in close combat, they take 1 damage. So he smites the infected Cythrian, which goes down. But some of the God blood gets splashed on Reed. So Reed takes 1 damage and is down to 9. Nice job, Reed. Well done. We have another one at the back. We got another one here who arrived last turn. He's going to be moving towards... well, he's going to be moving in this direction here towards these guys. I don't think he's going to make it, but we'll see first. So he's going to be moving 7. So this guy moves 7 around, or coming up to the corrupted idol there. Okay. So that is turn 4 completed. Now, like I say, hopefully this turn we can get through the door. It's just a question of how many guys it's going to take to smash it and the others can get through. So, on to turn 5. Right, so end of this turn, another one of those is going to appear. I've got to try and get through the door. Right, let us begin. We've got to get 4 more damage on the door. So who do I want to go through the door? I mean, Skinflint has already taken a couple of injuries, isn't he? So, right, Andy. Andy is going to try and hit the door. He is rolling. He needs a 12 to hit because his agility is 0. He gets an 18. He hits. Now, if I use the card for maximum damage, I can get through that door now. Let's see what he rolls for damage. He's rolling a d6 with his vampiric tongue short sword. We get a 6. I don't need to use the card. We smash through the door. Down to 0. The door, the archway, the way is now clear. However, as if by magic, the passageway is clear. Andy can't go through this turn. So what am I going to do? I think the thing is I can run 3 of them off. Urimot is still going to be in trouble. Andy could potentially be in trouble, but I think that's the way we're going to do it. What I could do maybe is keep Reed. Okay, well, the other two are going to run off. There's no question there. So 6 inches, Skinflint is out, and Danbert is out. So these 2 have got through the door, no problems whatsoever. They've escaped the scenario. Andy's going to stick around because that was his action, was smashing down the door. Now, Reed and Urimoti. Now, Urimoti's in combat, so if he tries to get out of combat, he can only make a normal move, unless I'm really lucky and roll a fumble for the idol. So he's only going to move 2 inches, which means as long as I keep Reed close enough, then I could heal Urimoti. So I'm going to try... Okay, Urimoti is going to try to leave combat. So what that means is that the corrupted idol has to make... I forget what it is. Is it an agility check? But it's a 12 anyway for monsters. It's a basic 12 roll for monsters. If he succeeds, if the idol succeeds in this roll, then Urimoti cannot escape and won't get his attack. If the idol fumbles, then Urimoti can basically move and get an action, which means he could run. If he crits... Yeah, on a crit it's not good because basically you can't escape and they make an attack on you. And on a failure I can move up to my movement. The thing is, Urimoti's only got a move of 2, so it's a bit of a problem, but he's got to try and get out of here, I think. I think he has to try and make it off the board like we did in the last scenario. Let's try anyway. He's going to try and leave combat. So the idol, the corrupted idol, is rolling against 12. He gets a 12. So basically it fails. Urimoti's still there. So with Reed, what I'm going to do is, or should I use an omen card? Should I use an omen card to re-roll any dice? No, forget it. So what I'm going to do is, Reed is going to move just so that he is still within 1 inch of Urimoti, because he may need to do his healing spell. Let me think, or should Reed just leg it and leave Urimoti to have the injury roll? I think that makes more sense than it. So Urimoti is just going to Reed is just going to leg it. So he doesn't get quite off yet. He's still there somewhere. So that is the situation. But it's now the monster's turn. So the corrupted idol is going to attack Urimoti. He needs a 12 to hit. He gets an 8. He misses. Urimoti is going to try to hit back. He needs a 10. He gets an 11. He hits. And he's doing D8 with his sword. Now, should I do maximum damage? See what I roll first. A 5. -2 is 3. Halved is only 1 damage. I think I'm going to do the maximum damage. So I'm going to use the Devastation Omen card to deal maximum damage. So that means he does 8 -2 for armor is 6, halved is 3. So he does 3 damage, which brings the corrupted idol down to 12, not even at half hit points yet. A little bit scary. And that is the corrupted idol done. Who's next? Okay, we've got the infected Cythrian here. So he is going to move towards Urimoti. So 2d6, he moves, oh God, he moves 10, look, oh dear. I think he's going to reach him, isn't he? Oh, hang on. I think Urimoti would have missed that because there's nobody within 1 inch of the corrupted idol. So he's going to get the -3 to his roll, and he rolled an 11, didn't he? Yeah, so I don't think he would have actually hit the idol. Oh, so which means I wouldn't have used the card. Okay. That screwed that up. And now this infected Cythrian can reach Urimoti and whack him. And that's not good at all. So the infested or the infected Cythrian is going to attack Urimoti. Needs to hit on a 12. Gets a 5. He misses. Urimoti retaliates and reacts. Hits on a 10. Gets a 17. Very nice. So does D8. Gets an 8. -1 for armor is 7. They only have 7 hit points left. So he wipes this guy out. Maximum damage. Wipes this guy out. But he takes 1 point of damage in return from the spilled god blood. So Urimoti's now down to 8. But the infected Cythrian is down. Smack. Which is a bit handy because another one's going to turn up in a second. So we've got another one of these bods arriving. As if by magic, another one appeared. So where are we? Well, we have Skinflint and Danbert both escaped. Reed is about to escape and is about to escape because he can run 10, which leaves poor Urimoti holding up the bad guys and trying to, well, hop, skip and jump out. You can only move 2. We've got another guy coming in there and the corrupted idol is at 15 out of 20 life. Yeah, this thing takes a long time to go down, but we're going to run. Right, it is now turn 6. I think. I think it's turn 6. Right, let us go. Right, turn 6. We've got 2 guys out. We've got Danbert and Skinflint. Reed is also going to run out. Actually, no, should I? Should I keep Reed there and just shoot? Is it worth a scroll? Because I'm not going to do any damage to him, because it does D6. Armour of 2, and then the remainder is halved. This ain't going to do nothing to him. Okay, reads out. Andy the Thankless can run 10. Yeah, he's out. So, everyone has escaped. Everyone's out, except the leader. Except for everybody. You go, lads. I'll hold them off. I'll hold them back while you escape. Don't worry about me. Right, Urimotti is going to try and leave combat again. He's going to try and get out. Even though it can only move 2. Doesn't matter, he's still going to try. So the Corrupted Idol has to make an agility check, but, you know, it's a monster, so it's just a 12 check. He fumbles. Oh, we have a chance. He fumbles. Look, he fumbles. That gives Urimotti a chance, because it allows him to move and make an action, which means he can run. Now, here's the bad thing. He can only move 4. So he runs, and he can't quite make it. However, this has a pretty big base, and but the base is too big to fit in here. But we shall see, we shall see. Right, he managed to escape combat and run all of 4 inches. If he'd been like the others and been able to run 6, he'd have been out. But because it's Urimotti, because he's a slow bugger, he's still technically on the board. So, that's the hero's done. Now it is the monster's turn. Dear, oh dear. Right, the Corrupted Idol. The Corrupted Idol is going to try and smash his way through the archway, smash his way through the door to get to Urimotti. 2d6 in terms of movement. He gets 6. Yeah, he can reach him. He can reach him. I mean, he smashes his way through. Smashes his way through the passageway. Makes space for himself to get maybe one last attack at Urimotti. Because he's pretty wedged in there. The good news is he's blocking the way for the other enemies. The other enemies ain't going to be able to get past him. He's kind of wedged in this passageway trying to reach Urimotti as he's trying his hardest to get out. Right, now we're going to be rolling to attack. Oops, sorry, move the camera a little bit. So, the Corrupted Idol is hitting on 12s. He gets a 6, he misses. Urimotti hits back on 10s. He gets a 12, he hits, doing D8 damage. Now, I still have that devastation card, but I don't think I need it. So we do 3. -2 armor is 1. Halved is half. Do you round up or round down? Oh, let's give him 1 point of damage. So he's on 14 damage now. Wow. Don't chase me. Get off. We've still got one guy left. Yep, we've still got this guy here. We've still got the infested or infected Cythrian here. He's going to move. Again, he can't actually fit in the passageway because the Corrupted Idol's blocking it, but he gets a total of 9. So he's going to run 9 inches. That's not flat. So he's going to run all the way up to there. Here, boss, here I come. So yeah. That's the end of turn 6. We're almost there. We're almost home free. Urimotti just has to get out. He just has to be able to escape combat. 2 inches. Yeah, and he'll be out. So it all depends on one dice. Now, do I have the right omen cards? That's no good. Reroll could be useful. Yeah, right, so this could be useful. But we shall have to see whether I need to use it. We are at turn 7. Let's move the dice. There we go. Turn 7. Let's go. Right, we've only got one warm band member left. There's only Urimotti left, and he is going to try to sort of leave the combat and escape, which means that the Corrupted Idol is making an agility test, which is just a plain target of 12. What's he going to do? If he fumbles again, we're home free. If he fails, we're home free. Oh, God. Come on! Oh, he gets a 16. That's not good. I am going to use the fate card to re-roll that dice. That will give Urimoti another chance to get out of there. So, come on. He gets a 3, which means Urimoti is free. Let's just double check. 2 inches. Yep, 2 inches. He's out. Goodbye. Corrupted idol is avoided. And he's not happy about it. Right, we have managed to evade the corrupted idol. We've managed to get out. Now, the thing is, this map, this board, 1 second while I redo the zoom. Zoop. This board is actually a bit bigger than the one that the adventure recommends playing with. So, potentially, I could have got my guys out a little bit earlier. Hang on. Let me just reposition. There you go, nice and centered. Right, so technically my guys might have been able to get out earlier using the board size that is recommended in the scenario. There's the map that it recommends, and it's actually a little bit smaller than the board I actually put here. So, yeah, I didn't want to stick around. I could have tried to loot these counters, but honestly, again, I want to try and keep my warband as strong as they can be, because all these injuries are kind of whittling away my guy's ability. Skinflint is nowhere near as strong as he used to be, and it's a little bit worrying. But we did manage to get through. So let's see what the adventure says. You climb over the remnants of the barricade and through a destroyed section of the temple wall, stepping back onto a sunlit beach. Seeing no shipwrecks, you realize you must be on the other side of the island from when you started. Hurried tracks run through the sand to the water where you see a small abandoned boat. Near the horizon, you see another boat headed away from the island. On it are several hooded cultists, busily rowing and attending to a large sealed wooden crate. Yeah, they've basically come here, gathered this corrupted god blood that they need for their ritual, and they are going back to shore to use it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of Burial Isle. I have managed to survive the shipwreck, survive the beach, survive the chamber, and survive the corrupted idol. Now we are moving on to Rise of the Jailer, the second PDF and the second part of this adventure set. Scenario 4, Rise of the Jailer. Now this will be coming up soon. I just have a couple more things to finish off before I can record that battle. But as I've mentioned previously, you can find these adventures, Burial Isle and Rise of the Jailer. You can get them from Bestiarum as part of their Patreon welcome pack. You'll get them for free. You can also purchase them on my mini factory. The Burial Isle, as you've seen, contains 3 adventures, and Rise of the Jailer contains 1 scenario. However, you will be getting the scenarios for Forbidden Psalm, but also you'll be getting the 5e, the Dungeons and Dragons 5e versions of these adventures, which are a lot bigger, a lot more detailed, a lot more content than what you see here. This is just the skirmish wargame version. If you want the full experience of escaping the cultists, puzzles, traps, corridors, adventure, if you want the full experience, you need to play the 5th edition version of this. But Forbidden Psalm brings us a fun little scenario pack with warbands, which is what we love. Right, post-battle, we don't have much to do. Okay, so the scenario told us we get 10 XP and 10 gold. So I've added those. Plus, we also get, let's get the book. We also get, where is it? We killed one. Is it 1 or 2? Yeah, I think we killed 2 monsters actually. So we killed 2 monsters. We survived with at least 1 guy. So we have to get 3 extra XP. So this is wrong. This should actually be 17. Let me just quickly change. Actually, don't need the hit point dice anymore, do we? So I'll move them out of the way. So we've actually got 17 experience. Now, with experience, we can do a bunch of stuff. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here. So I'm thinking about getting rid of an injury, which is 5 XP. So I'm probably going to get rid of Skinflint's weak, which will bring his strength back to 2. We've also got another 12 points, which I could use on other things as well. So I might also try to increase his move. So if I can increase his agility, I think that will increase his movement. It's agility plus 5. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend, 5 points to bring this down to 12. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of Skinflint's injury of weak, which will give him strength 2 again, which is always useful. I'm also going to spend 5 points, which brings me down to 7, to basically bring up Urimoti's agility to -2, which then gives him a move of 3, the same as all the others, so he won't be getting left behind. See? I've got 7 left. Now, what can I do? Improve abilities. Okay, so I improved. Oops. Damn it. Sorry, I missed. Sorry about that. So I've raised his ability, his agility by 1 point. I've got rid of his injury. What else can I do? Gain a new feat. But it's going to be random, isn't it? Reroll a floor. Remove a injury. Okay, so I could improve another... ability. I'm thinking maybe Reed, I could increase his strength to 0. Because at the moment in combat he's at -2. If I give him another weapon that's agility based, it's even worse. So I'm thinking if I give him a +1 strength, because the thing is, as much as I'm trying to keep him out of combat, he's always got to stay close to do the healing. So if I increase his strength to 0, he's only going to be getting a -1 instead of a -2. So I think that's what I'm going to do as well. So Reed, we're going to increase, bonk, so I've now got 2 XP. I'm going to increase his strength to 0. So now he's only got a -1 for combat. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. Right, that is the post-battle stuff done. Right. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bit anticlimactic because, like I say, I managed to escape fairly easily. That corrupted idol could have done a lot more damage. But if you have been enjoying this series, please, please, please take a moment to like, subscribe, ring the bell so that you get notified of new videos. And also put some comments down below. Have you tried these scenarios? Whether it be Forbidden Psalm or the 5e version. Did you enjoy them? Are there any other Bestiarum scenario packs that you suggest I try? I have a couple in mind for my next set of adventures. I do have one in mind, but let me know if you have any recommendations. And until I see you, hopefully next video, take care, stay safe, cheers.